So my idea is that I don't like it when you're fishing with this thing and you want a certain speed. Well, if you're a bass fisherman, you don't care. You just go in and out. But I like to troll, and I want to troll with this thing so I can get the perfect speed. And that being said, there's only like 5 settings on this thing. So you got to choose one. And who wants to do that? So with that rheostat, I'll be able to dial in the exact speed I want. Because I'm a troller. I like to just bomb around the lake with my rods out. Lazy day. I don't even know if it still works, so I gotta check that first. So I got it set up, just kind of perched here. Nothing. Alright, we're gonna see if we can figure out why this thing didn't run. I did break into this thing years ago, and I mounted a trimmer mower to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if I messed something up in here. But anyways, I don't need the controls in here. All I need is that motor to run, and I'm confident it will run. Because if you look up here in my well-organized shed, I bought this thing off of Amazon. I can get it out of there. This is a 60 amp. This is a 60 amp controller with a rheostat attached to it. And it does forward and reverse. And that's like a 30-pound thrust motor. My readings said that it shouldn't have more than like, I think it said 30 amps, but I'd be shocked if it had 40 amps. So this should be plenty of rating for this. I'm gonna get this open and see what's going on in there. And I got a feeling that we're gonna find I had a splice come loose or something. Like I said, I still lived with my parents. We're going on. Jeez, Bob. 18, 19 years ago. That was the last time I even really used this thing. It's just been sitting around since then, so I got a feeling we'll find a couple things, but here we go. Jeez, that was lucky. I bypassed the old controller, and you can see that this thing works. I'll show you. I'm just holding the power leads onto the battery. There. Alright, so that's what the old rheostat looked like. And to be honest, it probably still works. My battery out there needs to be cleaned up, so I probably didn't have it in the best connection. So I'm going to hold on to that. My idea is to mount this box in here somewhere and then run the controls out the bottom so they're a little bit better weatherproofed. Or I can even just set this down in here like this. Figure out a way to mount it in there. That sits pretty nice in there. Probably going to snip out some of this plastic. I'm going to take this end off right here so I can seal the end of this when it's all back together. I'm so busted. I just tested this thing, the motor still runs. So I'm gonna I took the guts out of it. I'm gonna mount that in there. And then I'm gonna put the controls out the bottom. And I'm gonna put the wires to these. And then I'll be able to dial in the speed I want. It almost fits perfect, almost like it was designed to go in there.
Where's your video?
When you came walking up, I said, I'm so busted. The other thing is, I might just let that free float in there, but like put a piece of rubber across the top or something to pinch it down. I don't know. I'll decide in a little bit. Alright, so I didn't have exactly the right size terminals, but I just stuffed them in there. I mean, this is Redneck Tech after all. I don't think we're going to need these ones. I'm probably just going to tape these up if I've got some electrical tape and just bury them in there. Alright, let's go do a preliminary test on it. Jeez, that's corroded, but we're gonna give it a go. I gotta clean up these things too. Alright, I had to make sure it was gonna clear the wheel down there, but watch. I can turn it all the way down to all the way up. And keep it there. I can slow it down even more. All from turning this little dial. And then you can shut it right off. I don't know if I can do that from there. But then I can reverse it too, so it spins the other way. I gotta be careful, that's live. I just push that way, and then that should spin the opposite direction. Yeah, see? There. That's off. So that works well. I'm going to clean up those contacts, and I'm going to figure out how I'm going to mount the switches underneath. Try and keep them out of the weather a bit. Alright, that's definitely going to hit. So I'm going to trim this off. There. Boy, that's gonna look nice. You can see the new switch there. I'll probably run a bead of sealant when I get some black sealant or something around there just to keep the weather out a little bit. But I can also keep it resting on that side so it drips over. And the new rheostat's up under here. And I put this black piece back in here just as kind of like a shield as well. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications.